Hello, it's Jeremy with the Level Designer, and I'm here on, I want to say, my fifth video? Yeah, I think it's my fifth video in this Blocktober series. So if you haven't seen any of my previous episodes before on this, basically Blocktober is a point in time. It's a point in time, but it's a period during the month of October where I'm going to be going and just working on my level design skills, on blocking things out. So as you can kind of see here by the schedule, this first week I'm building a open world type level in Unity with the theme of Viking zombies, and the next week, excuse me, I will be going into Unreal Engine and I'll be working on a first person shooter. So, this is kind of the format that I've been doing. I've been just kind of going through the project and then kind of going into this. And this is kind of my open world Viking level that I've been making. So, I want to really work on this village and kind of get a good sense of, all of the different buildings that could be in here. So what we have right here is we have a good few buildings, and then we have kind of this dock. But I'm gonna try to finish out the general layout of this village this video. So kind of one of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm going to select one of these, or I could just create a new shape right here with this. And then I'm gonna position this somewhere down on the ground here. And I'm just gonna place it somewhere, and then I can make minor adjustments later. So I'm just trying to get a sense of this town, and it's gonna be an abandoned Viking village. So I'm just trying to get the general layout right now. I'm wanting to make some larger buildings that or not, well, some smaller, longer buildings. They're not really too big, but I just want to kind of get the sense of just the general layout of the town. um, so we have that one right there. I'll do a new shape, and then I'm making new shapes. I'm not trying to duplicate a lot because a lot of these shapes have like weird origin points and whatnot, and I'm not trying to really mess around a lot with, you know, fixing each and every single shape with something like that. So, I'm just kind of going with this plain basic slab here, as you could probably say. So I'm probably gonna have maybe a smaller building here. Probably won't be as big as some of the others. I might even want to turn this around a bit. So we kind of have this. We kind of have this kind of small town center here. Pretty standard. And you can also, I encourage you to, play as much as possible of your level. So, you see here we have this kind of cool lake. And I really encourage you to, take your character and just walk around, get a feeling for how big the buildings are. I mean, these are actually pretty good size. Like, you want to imagine, like, if this is a character, you want to kind of imagine, like, maybe there's a door here and you want to walk through the door. You want to get a good sense of the scale and the size. And I mean, these aren't terribly big, but they're not too small either. Like you could probably imagine a few people, you know, living in one of these small little buildings. So you just want to get a good scale of everything. You know, you want to have a good sense of space. I think this is kind of a good space. And maybe you want to run out here and then kind of look and approach it from, you know, entering. And this is kind of an interesting. Way to enter in too, because kind of the nice thing, and we'll probably build out the other terrain out in the distance later in this video, but you kind of get a good sense of like there's a huge mountain range right there, and like it kind of feels like you can it just it goes on forever, you know, and I think that's kind of cool. And there's some closer mountains here, and there's like a nice forest. I think that this is really cool, and I kind of like this where you know there's kind of a little bit of a wooded area over here, so it's kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm really liking the area right now. So if we go back into the editor, I want to add in something to this area, this forest area. And I was thinking, you know, there probably is you know, someone probably set up like maybe a hunter shack or somewhere where there's a good place to maybe sell, you know, buy hunting gear and sell, you know, hunting pelts and whatnot. And that's kind of the sort of, you know, places you want to kind of keep in mind. So I think this is kind of a nice little area here. We can expand this out a bit. And again, we can go under here and select this. Just go down. And we just go up. So what this will create is kind of a nice little just area. We don't want it too close to the wall. The only thing though is this tree's kind of in the way. So what we could actually do is this is kind of a nice little example of fine tuning. Kind of the trees and the foliage, I guess. I don't know how to talk. So instead of having a tree there, maybe we want to have a tree out here somewhere. I might have to, maybe. I guess it's not liking. I guess it's not liking. It is at 83. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. Oh my god. That is huge. I'm going to turn that down. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to turn it down even more, but I'm going to really move this down, and hopefully we'll get at least a tree going here. Okay, so we have a nice little tree there. It's not really in the way. I don't know. I kind of want it a little bit closer though, if possible. I'm fine with that. Maybe that's like really small. There we go. Yeah, that's wonderful. Really like that area. And again, we can also add in more grass in this area. Make some splatches here and there. Make it look really nice. And we also have kind of these kind of also have these, but these are like really a lot. So we could turn these really down. Yeah, I don't know, man. You could add those there, and then we could. I mean, that kind of acts more like a brush, I want to say. That is definitely more brush-like, in my opinion, but. I think I don't know. There's something weird going on, cause like the brushes are like as small as the grass. I don't know. Sometimes you just have to kind of just do your best, I guess. I mean, might have to move this all the way up here and make some of these. Of course, these are going to be huge. Where if we have that and make a tree, it's going to be very, very huge. And we do not want a master tree, a tree that trumps all trees in the land. We don't want that. So I think that's really good. And then now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I'll just keep it like that. Actually, no. I'm gonna add a new shape, and what I'm wanting to do is I want to plan out an area so like maybe this is a right here. This is a cabin where previously someone had a store where you'd go in, buy hunting and fishing gear or just hunting gear, and then when you went out and went hunting, you'd come back and sell all of your animal parts over here. um, and then maybe there is just a small outside area over here, either maybe where you can cook food or seafood being cooked or something, I guess. I don't I don't really know. Or maybe it's not. It's not. Well, that could be a small little building. Let's zoom in here just so we have a shape. Yeah, I don't really want to put anything on the hill though. So I'm thinking over here would be probably the best area. And then, we can go in and just get rid of these bushes. So what that does is, with this, there's a small little area where we could go up here. Maybe we could select the side, extrude. Maybe select this side, extrude, extrude up maybe a few or something, and then extrude this. And with this, we can actually extrude that, and then this go up here, and then we can make this a bit skinny. Maybe it's like a little hunter's tent or something, like something like that. And then we can also add in a new shape. We can. I want to see what. Okay. I want to try to keep things kind of relatively where the point of origin's at, just so I don't get into the habit of, creating weird origin points for things. But again, I'm gonna kind of make a stick shape. Again, this could probably be a little bit taller than usual, I guess. Oop, that's not what I wanted. So I'm gonna turn this that way a bit. I still want to make it a bit smaller. And again, I would advise against, making things, you know, I'd advise against making, adjustments like that on an object level, especially in Pro Builder, because you can go back and, change things. But I mean, this is just a simple stick thing. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I had a little bit of imperfection with this. Maybe this is like on the outside. I'm going to duplicate this. If you want to actually turn things on a set like grid, or kind of snap it to a certain angle, as you're moving things around, if you hold down Control, you can actually move it around. But that's kind of not the effect that I'm wanting to go with. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna lay that over here. But again, I'm not really liking that too much, so I'm just gonna move that there. And what we can do is we can also affect this shape a bit. Maybe we can have that go there, go there. And again, I kind of want to make kind of a tint effect. So I'm going to select this and insert an edge loop. And then I'm going to select that, and that. And I'm going to size it a bit. I'm going to move it right there. I want to move it down. Kind of give the illusion that it's kind of drooping down. So now it kind of looks a little bit like a maybe a hunter's tint or something. You could also add in a little bit more detail actually with this. So, maybe there's oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Maybe there's a small table or something, so you could really size it down. Size it this way. Again, what's the point of origin? That's the point of origin, so I'm going to use this face. Size it down to there. I'm going to move it right here. What you could do is you could just duplicate this. Kind of line it up a bit more, and then if you want to size it down and then make some table legs, you could do that. So maybe there's like some a table with old tools or something. And then you could actually select both of these and duplicate them, and then just make the other side of the table. That's just an easy way of maybe making some furniture. Maybe there's a a tanning rack right here, which actually would sound like a pretty good idea. So we could duplicate this, and then we could go in and oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So for a tanning rack, we could really make this skinny. I'll keep that there. Actually, we'll go up. I mean, it doesn't really look, like the most complete tanning rack or anything. It's kind of hard to tell that it would be a tanning rack. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a, maybe just idea, and your artists will probably have made kind of ideas probably already drawn out. So if we play this now, that's gonna look really, really nice. So just go over. It's kind of like the hunting lodge. And like you can go in and there's probably like a store here, or maybe the store is like right here. And then you just, maybe this is where the, excuse me, had a hiccup. Maybe this is where the store owner lives. Again, I don't know if this is something where you'd want to walk up, but I definitely feel like we should have the ability to walk up. So again, we'll want to probably add in some stairs. So if we just go into here and then hit stair, we can move this that way. Again, I don't really think we need to have a huge staircase, but I think that will be just fine for what we want it for. Again, we might. Oh, it's kind of the nice thing about It's kind of the nice thing about this tool right here is you can kind of create your own shape without actually building it, and then you can hit build. And then if it doesn't, if it's not correct, you can always, change it up a bit. But that should be a better, should it, that should make it easier to actually move up those areas. Yeah, that's much better. It's kind of a little tent area. Again, you'll want to probably go through and go into the terrain tools, and you'll probably want to, get rid of some of this. Don't really know what this is, but yeah, that looks much more cleaner. And then again, you'll probably want to come through here and get rid of some of this, just since it's kind of in the way. And just clean it up a bit. I'm gonna add actually to the grass area up here. I just don't like how it's. I don't like how it's all kind of just a giant kind of thing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't want to have any of those weird, triangles or anything. Um, Again, I'm gonna kind of go back here and clean this beach area up at least. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna have a smaller brush size. I am gonna kind of clear an area in front of this. I don't want the front of these homes to have hardly any grass. Maybe a little bit of grass is fine, but you don't want to overdo it. And I'm just gonna kind of carve out a path for this home. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be too intricate or anything. The Vikings probably didn't really care. Um, but that's kind of what we'll probably do for the villages. We'll probably put in some areas where there is grass, and then we'll probably just clear set paths. But like, this is probably going to be considered a street, so you probably don't necessarily want to have hardly any grass there. But maybe we can add in just a small amount of grass, on the side here. And we don't have to cover the entire area up, but we can, have a few and maybe something like that. Again, those are really huge. I don't know why they're so big. Um, Actually, let me do this because we have. Let me see. We have this, and this is set to 0.2, and then 0.5, 0.2, and 0.5. So let's do the same to this, where we have zero point 0.2 and zero point 0.5, then 0.2, and then 0.5. And I'll apply, and then, oh, now look. Now that's much better. I probably don't have that, yeah, weird looking area here. And we can actually probably put a little splats of this. I think that would actually look really nice, especially if you kind of pair it with some of these bushes. That would actually make it look much, much more interesting. And then, maybe some patches right there. And I love that. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going a bit crazy over here, but that that's a really nice touch. I really really think that looks good. I'm gonna try to fill out some of these areas. Again, I don't know. Ooh, and they're kind of spread out too a little bit. That also looks really nice as well. I might add in a few patches like that. I mean, I could sit here and paint grass probably all day. And you could probably too, if you had, you could probably create like flowers. So you could probably have like different flowers and different foliage. I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's kind of a good kind of area. I think that looks really nice. We're gonna kind of go and try to continue with the layout of this town. Here we're gonna have maybe it's about the same size. Maybe we can have something a little bit more smaller. Um, Maybe something like that. Maybe it's a smaller hut or something. Um, so we have that going. We have this kind of hut here. Maybe this can move a bit somewhere. Again, we want to make sure that everything kind of matches up. So I have that. Let's go ahead and create a new shape. Of course, we don't want stairs. So let's just go and select cube again. And here we go. We are going to do that. We're going to just hit build. Click on this, and then we're going to go in here. Maybe we should probably have like some sort of maybe dock area at least. I think that would be kind of important to have. I think over here would probably be a better place for it, just considering that this is kind of a longer dock. But what we could actually do as well is if we moved this over, uh, we could select this face, right? Let's actually, before we do that, let's select this. Let's move it. Move it like right there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extrude this probably to right there. And then I'm actually going to extrude it lower. No, that's not gonna work. So this right here, I'm gonna extrude this. And this I'm gonna move down there. This I'm going to extrude. I'm going to extrude this. Move this up a bit. I'm going to extrude. I'm going to extrude. And I'm making kind of another kind of tent like area. Maybe this is kind of where they collect fish or something. So I'm just kind of going with the same kind of design that was for the tent over there. Again, I'm going to select, whoa. I'm going to select this, insert an edge loop, and then I'm going to select that, and that. No, not that. That's not what I want. I'm going to start over. I'm going to select that, and that. So now I'm going to scale it a bit. I'm just going to have it kind of swoop down. Probably, yeah, I think that's fine. And then I'm gonna just steal one of these, I'm gonna steal both of these sticks actually. Whoa, that's not what I want. I'm gonna steal both of these. I'm gonna go to object mode. I'm just gonna duplicate these. I'm just gonna move these over to here. Whoa, okay. Again, we might have to, move things over and have it make sense. So right here, we can move these this way a bit, and then we can move these down. Again, we just want to have kind of something, kind of same kind of theme of it possibly being a tent. We can actually do these one at a time. We just get this first one kind of in a position to go, and then we just select this one and then just manipulate it and have it go. And we have maybe like a little fish area here. Again, maybe we want to go through and actually make this. Whoa, not what I wanted. Again, probably move this down. And then that's going to be probably a good kind of fishing area, so to speak. So we have these docks here, and they're kind of your plain docks. Let's go and make some more buildings. So we'll again make sure you hit object mode in the Pro Builder tools. And then we'll go down here. So we have this area here where people can walk in and enter the village. and then they kind of have this you know, street right here amongst this wall. And then maybe this is another street that kind of goes clear into the dock. And we have this street over here that goes over here. So that's kind of the basic street structure that we're going to go with. Um, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and just place some more blocks to get the layout of our town going. So um, maybe there's going to be a smaller building here. So we'll just go ahead and move this. Maybe we can move this a little bit this way. Again, we don't want to make it too big, but we want it big enough. So we got kind of that. That's kind of a bigger building. I think that works though. And then if we make a new shape, oh, make sure you're on object mode. I always forget to to get stuff on there. So kind of we have this interesting dilemma here where we have kind of this you know, this mountain, and we don't really want to put any you know, buildings on top of this. So like, what are we gonna do really? Well, that's a good question because I don't really have an answer right now. But what we could do is we could kind of maybe mirror this area to make it a little bit more kind of populated with you know, different trees and wildlife, and you know, hopefully that won't really come too much in obstruction with the watchtower, but we can always kind of, you know, edit and manipulate the watchtower. We can always make that watchtower taller if possible. But the kind of the thing to keep in mind with especially like a watchtower like this with a small village is you know, I think this may be even a bit too tall for that. Um, I think these probably are a good size, so we might edit that later anyway. Let's actually edit it now. So this is going to be kind of more what we want, so I'm going to actually duplicate that. I'm going to bring that over here, and I'm going to just move that up, and I'm going to press F to focus on it, and then I'm just going to move it around, and this, I'm just going to get rid of it. So this is probably more of the type of watchtower that, you know, your small little village is going to have. I don't think it's going to have a super tall... It's not going to have a super tall watchtower. But that, you know, is probably going to be sufficient enough. Probably could, you know, look and see if there's any, you know, enemies or barbarians coming from that side. And then you can kind of see from here where, you know, attacks may come from if you know, there's some people selling straight from the docks. So it's kind of a good kind of area. But with that now in place, and I think that's looking a little bit more kind of natural. Um, so with that, we can start placing more buildings. So let's go here. I think this kind of may be a little interesting little entrance in this back area. And yeah, like I didn't actually fully size out the building. You know, I kind of looked at, you know, just an angle on the ground of like, oh, this is kind of a nice little area that we could walk kind of between. So I'm gonna just kind of start from there. And of course, that's where my point of origin is. So it's gonna be easy to just scale out from that position. And we can have this be you can have this be maybe a bigger, a bigger building. I think that's good. We can scale this up. That's kind of bigger than a lot of the other ones. But, instead of the entrance being from this side, the entrance could be from this side. And then the entrance of these homes could be on these sides. Or maybe these two right here are, on this side. And then these two from here are on this side. So maybe that's something that we can plan for later. And again, you just want to have it to where each kind of building has a different sort of it's kind of easy to go from one place to the next. You don't want to have like one giant road and then have everything just be kind of uniform, especially for a small village like this. You want to have things kind of arranged in a way where it kind of makes no sense a little bit, but it still kind of has some order to it. So that's kind of how I'm approaching this. I'm kind of going with as, maybe they just started out with a few buildings and then they just built out from there. So that's kind of a good kind of way to look at it. So what I'm going to do now is I want to add a lot more. I want to add a lot more to this area. Of course, I'm going to make this a bigger brush size, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to really paint on these areas. I'm going to I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go into here. These trees, I want to make sure that these trees aren't too big. So I might place boop, 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 boop. Again, I think that's fine. I want to add a tree there. And then add a few trees there. I think that's fine. I think that looks really nice. And then you go into here. Of course, these bushes are really small for some reason, so we'll want to go in and really size that up. And then if we just go in and add bushes here and there, that should be good. I don't really like how I like the yellow grass, but I think this is a bit much, especially on the edge. So I'm gonna kind of go in a bit, and then I'm gonna just kind of make some small little splashes here and there. Make it look a little bit more natural, and then never hurts to blend a few more and kind of make a nicer area. Yeah, I think that's looking really nice. There's kind of a good area. Again, this watchtower might have a few issues, but for the most part, you can still kind of see if there's some people, coming from there. A few of these trees might be in the way, but that's fine. And then you can again see if there's anyone coming from over here. So we have a good start of the village, and we might, add in a few more buildings in the next video. But I think what I want to do now is I want to start working on other areas. So with this in mind, I think I want to start working on this area and really build out a good forest area. A lot of this I think is gonna be a lot of this is probably gonna be a lot of forest area. So we want to make sure that we have a good sense of what in the world? I have two of these grasses here? I don't know. It's weird. And of course if we create things over here, we'll want to really um if we create any landmarks over here or something, we'll want to really make sure that we have we clean up like the shore here, and we'll want to smooth that out, kind of like what we did on the other side. Oh, that's the like big grass. uh, yeah, we don't want that. So we're gonna add in a bunch here, and then with the trees, honestly what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna really move this up, move that down, because we don't want that many trees. Actually, I'm gonna move this a bit. I'm just gonna add in just I'm just gonna paint different types of trees here among the coast. And just get a good kind of forest area going. And we want to kind of have it match up with what is over there size wise. So, if you're doing something like this and you're not quite sure of the size, you can always come back here and kind of just match it up. Whoa, I didn't want to zoom out on it. I think that's a good start for this area. Maybe there's a much more dense forest here, and starting out that could be a good thing. Also, we want to probably add some bushes. So if we really size those up, we can add in a good amount of bushes and whatnot. Maybe just sprinkle some here and there. I think that's too. And then, of course, I'll want to go ahead and paint a lot of texture over here. If we go back to the layers here, um, we'll want to paint in a bunch of a moss. So if we just go back to here, we could make that kind of something, and then you have a lot of scree, so you can really play around with that, make it more dirt-like. Again, never hurts to add in some dirt on the side here, because what we'll want to do is we'll want to add sand and create our beaches. So it never hurts to maybe just add a little bit of that to the mix. And then yeah, I mean that's kind of a good start on that area. I do want to add in a little bit more because I don't like how flat this area is. So if we just kind of maybe really have a low strength but a big size, maybe we can just add in some natural kind of just shapes in here and make something look a little bit more interesting. Actually, I kind of like that. Maybe there's just a small little just hill area. I just naturally kind of form the area here, and maybe make a just some hills and whatnot. And again, never hurts to play with the size of the brush and just make just some just giant hills. Again, that is looking really good. And then you can go in and add giant trees. No, we don't want that. That's not what we're looking for. Again, we want to have some good smaller trees, something to look out in the distance. And again, we'll want to probably come back and really fine tune these areas. Again, if this was a bigger project and we were really making an actual open world game, this is something that we'd probably spend a little bit more time on. Uh, but yeah, I mean, as right now, for right now, this is kind of just an area, and we can make some. You can always make some just areas where there's some pockets. Right now it looks kind of rough, but I think I think especially from this angle, because we're kind of looking at this viewpoint, you can see that I mean, it just looks like a giant open world now, and you can see that there's this water area that really stands out. You see that there's all of there's some buildings down here that look interesting, so you could walk down here, and then from this side, yeah. Oh, wow, that's definitely not what I want. And you can go in the water too. You probably don't want it to where probably don't want your character to be able to go in the water, but from right now, yeah, I mean that's looking really, really nice. And we can actually walk around now. We can visit the dock here, and we can walk on these docks, and maybe there's some fish or something. If you wanted to make some fish, go into the village here. There's some nice outdoorsy areas here, and there's some places where you can, go home. And again, we might want to go back and fix stuff like this, or maybe this is a perfect opportunity to like cut a hole in there, and maybe that's just a kind of a place where the zombies have kind of messed up the defenses of this abandoned Viking town, and there could be a possible entrance in there, one that's a little bit more discreet than like over here, where there could be like just a field, just a big swarm of zombies. So you wouldn't probably want to come through here, but maybe on the side there. So that's something to keep in mind for later. I think we could incorporate that though into the build. And then we have all these houses. I think this is looking really nice. I really love this area though, especially with kind of this hunting area. I think this looks really cool. And there goes my Facebook message, if you can hear that. But yeah, I really think that this is looking really nice. And man, we only have like a few days left with this Unity project. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the video there. I really felt like I did get a lot more done today. Yesterday was kind of a short video, but yeah, like 2 days ago it was like an hour and 30 minutes long. So I wanted to keep yesterday relatively short, but I think we got a lot accomplished today. I think that this area is looking really, really nice. So hopefully we can improve on this later. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Feel free to subscribe if you like this content. And also, if you have any questions or if you want to, give me some pointers, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer any questions the best I can. But anyway, with that in mind, I hope you guys have a great week. It's gonna be a long weekend, so I hope to get a lot done. Possibly trying to make a few of these videos, maybe get a head start. So there might be a few videos in the future that I may be wearing like the same shirt or something. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and have a good one. See you tomorrow.